All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High in the true Paleo Hebrew names and the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So, Ka Halayim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ha Rakak Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Har Warren. And Shalom to you, brothers and sisters, pushing to keeping this truth and faith and this sincerity into the end, man. All right. So this lesson is lamb backing off a lesson that Apostle Gabar did, just going into how salvation is only for the elect of Israel, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Going into how, a lot of these false camps, they don't go into how salvation is only for the elect. They heap unto themselves all these members, and they got all these members, a huge congregation, and they had these people, wearing the t-shirts with the fringes and the border of blue, and having them thinking they done made it, just because they calling themselves an Israelite and they wearing their fringes, man, But again, salvation is only for the elect, man. To obtain that salvation, it is much more to this truth. It is much more to being in this truth than just calling yourself an Israelite and wearing fringes, man. And, I'm going to just hop right into the scriptures. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 14. It says, "For many are called, but few are chosen," man. Right? Because a lot of people are called to this truth. A lot of people are pulled to this truth, but only a few are going to be chosen. And that few is that 144,000, out of the millions and billions of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's on this earth, man. Only a few, that 144,000 are going to be chosen. Right? And then, the apostle pulled up that word chosen, in Matthew 22 and 14 in a lexicon, right? And in the Greek, it's eklektos, right? Which means picked out, chosen by Yahweh to obtain salvation through Yahweh Shai, man. Right? So when you go back to that scripture, Matthew 22 and 14, "For many are called, many are pulled in this truth, pulled by this truth, but few are chosen." Right? So only a few, that 144,000, are going to receive and obtain salvation through Yahweh Shai, man. Right? And that's a big deal, because a lot of these cats walking around thinking that they made it, just because they know that they're Israelite, just because they wearing their fringes, just because, but it's much more to it. It's much more to it than that. And also, Salaki, I'm going to put the link to the Apostle Gabar's lesson in my bio. But Khan, man. So it says, "For many are called, but few are chosen," man. Only that 144,000 that elect are going to receive and obtain salvation through Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Khan, and I'm gonna hop to the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 10, and it says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if you do these things, ye shall never fail," man. Right? So knowing that only a few, that 144,000, are going to be able to obtain and secure that salvation, through Yahweh Shai, we're supposed to make diligence, be diligent to make our calling and election sure. Right? And then it says, "For if you do these things, ye shall never fall," man. Right? Because, man, and that's the deeper part of being in this truth, man, is the diligence. It's the diligence. It's way more than just knowing you're an Israelite and putting on fringes, man. It's the diligence, man. Studying, reading, watching lessons, doing lessons, going out and teaching. Developing that relationship between you and the Father, man. Through the Son. Man, getting closer to the Lord, Yahweh Shimi Yahweh, being diligent, right? And man, it's just like I use this reference a lot, but it's just like a swordsman, man. The master swordsman got to be a master through his diligence and training and and practice, right? But the novice are the amateur, which is a lot of these people in these false camps, man. They novices, they entry level Israelites. They may learn the foundation, maybe some milk, right? And that's all, man. They're not putting in the diligence, the the training per se, the practice per se, to make their calling and election sure, right? And again, I'm gonna get at it again. First Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye shall do these things, ye shall never fall, man. Right? It says ye shall never fall. Because if you're being diligent in the spirit and in the work, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna fall, man. You know, and that's why it says many are chosen, but few. Many are called, but few are chosen. You know, because a lot of people, you know, they get weary. All right, they can't handle that straight and narrow, the afflictions of being in this truth, right? Are they too you know, still being pulled by the world, man, and eventually it pulls them away from the truth to where they fall out. So many are called into this thing, but only a few are going to be chosen. Only that elect are going to be able to obtain salvation. You know, because how many you know, brothers or people you know who once was in this truth and they no longer here, they no longer doing the work. You know, that's an example of them being called, all right, but not being chosen as one of the elect to continue in this truth into the end, man. And I'm doing this lesson because it changed your perspective, you know. It changed your perspective, man. You literally gotta work, you gotta strive, you gotta be diligent for a spot in that number, that 144,000. The Lord ain't just gonna give it to you because you calling yourself an Israelite, you know, and you wearing your fringes. You know what I'm saying? You're doing, you know what I'm saying? You're doing 2, 3 lessons, 4 lessons a week. It's deeper than that, man. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like you got to be working even when nobody looking. You know what I'm saying? And this scripture also of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. When he brought it out too, it reminded me of when I was in middle school. You know, like my favorite sport is soccer. When I was in middle school, that's what I thought I was gonna be, a pro soccer player, man. But I remember 7th grade, I tried out for the soccer team, and I didn't make it. I was like trash. I didn't make it, and it hurt me, man. So like that whole summer, like 80-85% of that summer, I was just working, practicing, training, you know, watching videos of my favorite players and how they operate on the field, you know, certain moves they use, you know, things like that. That's all I was doing that whole summer for the most part, is just training, practicing. And when I came back that next school year in 8th grade, I made the team. You know, like I ain't gonna say effortlessly, but I made the team, you know. And then, you know, went on my high school year, freshman, sophomore year, I made the team in high school kind of effortlessly because I was putting in that diligence, you know what I'm saying, behind my, you know, because I had the faith and belief that I was going to make the team, but I had to put in the work also, you know. So it's, you know, I brought that out because it's the same thing spiritually, man. You know, you want to put in the work to make that to make the team, man, that 144,000, to be called one of the elect, one of the chosen. You know, you want to put in that diligence and that work to be a part of the team, man, to make that number, right? Because, man, and it's funny too because it's the previous scripture, many are called but few are chosen, just like the soccer trials, man. It's a bunch of guys out there, you know what I'm saying, 40, 50 dudes, but only like 14 people make the team. So many were called to the tryouts, you know what I'm saying, but only a few were chosen for the team, man. And again, just using this as a metaphor for that 144,000, man, you know, making it as one of Yahweh Shemi Hawashi's chosen individuals, man, you know, man. Come on, man. Let me hop to the next precept. Going back to the book of Matthew, Salaki. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24. I'm going to get verse 30. You know, just furthering the point that salvation is only for the elect of Israel, man. You know, and you want to be a part of that number. You know, you want to be a part of that number. That's the whole point, man. You know what I'm saying? To push and strive for the truth unto death, man. You know, art unto life. You know what I'm saying? Salvation, right? That's, man. And again, I'm going to put the link to that lesson in my bio because it really opened your eyes, man, to the importance of this walk. You know what I'm saying? The importance of being an Israelite, man, and you know, being a messenger and a teacher of these scriptures, man, you know, knowing who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, all right, being blessed to have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, man, you got a responsibility, man, you know, you truly have a goal, you know what I'm saying, you truly have a goal that you should be desiring to meet, you know, which is being diligent, you know, making your calling an election sure, you know. And like the elder say, man, you know, the elder of this camp, he say one day, man, you gonna know you of that elect. You know, it ain't gonna be no more, you know, because right now we say hopeful elect, but one day you gonna know that you were part of that number. You gonna know that you are one of the Lord's chosen, man. You know, one of the ones chosen to obtain salvation, right? And just imagine when that day come, right? And instead of seeing and realizing that you of that hopeful elect, you see that you're not. You know, imagine that feeling, man. That's like a heart sinking, terrible, terrifying feeling, man. Man. So, man, con. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and I'm starting at verse 30. And it says, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory," man. Right? So it says, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, man, because these other nations and 2/3 of our people, man, when they see the coming of Yahweh Shah, man, his glory and his power with the host of heaven, his chariots, his angels, man, they gonna mourn and weep, right? They gonna be in a sorrowful, pitiful case, man, because they know destruction is coming with him, man, right? So it says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, man. Right? So the tribes of the earth, these other nations, and also 2/3 of our people, you know, they're gonna be sorrowful and weeping and mourning, you know, at Yahushua's coming. Meanwhile, the elect, you know, are gonna have that hope and relief, right? And gladness in their hearts and their spirits, man, because again, at some point you're gonna know you either of that number or you not, man. And those that's of that number, they're gonna know that the return of the Lord is for their salvation rather than their destruction, man. All right, and it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, man. The four winds being that destruction, those 200 million nuclear missiles that's gonna befall this place. All right, from one end of heaven to the other, man. Right, and it says the Salakia, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds. So salvation again is only for the elect, that 144,000 that, you know, that have been called, and not only called but chosen, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, to obtain salvation. Right? It says, and they shall gather together his elect, you know, not everybody who just, you know what I'm saying, claim they're Israelite and wearing their fringes, you know what I'm saying? Salvation is only for the elect, man. You know, and again, I'm just doing this lesson because it put a fire under you to be more diligent, to work harder, to be a part of that number, man. Because again, that's the whole goal, is to receive that salvation, man. You know? And come on, I'm gonna grab this next scripture. This is the book of Revelations. And I'm gonna get chapter 7, starting at verse 1. And it says, and after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. Right, and those four angels being the four top angels, the four archangels. You know, I'm not gonna try to pronounce the Hebrew names, but you know that those those four angels are the four archangels, the four top angels, man. And it says, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, right? The four hemispheres, holding the four winds of the earth, that the winds should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And the winds that they holding back is that destruction, man. All right, again, those 200 million nuclear missiles, the ultimate destruction that's about to befall this place, America, man. All right. It said the four angels are holding those winds back. And that's according to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the only reason why this place not destroyed yet. Because the Lord has those angels holding back that destruction, man, until the appointed time, to when it's set to happen, man. Again, through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, man. Or in that angel that I was talking about is Yahweh Shai, man. Ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, man. Right? And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads, man. All right. So again, man, it's through the command of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that and through the will, I should say, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that destruction has not come yet, because that elect is still being sealed, man. But when the elect is sealed, that's when you're gonna see all hell break loose, right? Because it says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, until we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. So again, when that elect is sealed, that 144,000 is sealed, man, all hell is gonna break loose in this place, man. And that should let you know too that we still got work to do, because it's still people that it's still people that need to be woken up to this truth, that are of the elect, right? Because all hell ain't break loose yet. So some of the elect is still being sealed. And it says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel, man. Right? So again, man, it's only going, many are called, but few are chosen, man. And again, that few being that 144,000 out of the millions and billions of our people, man. And kind of, and again, when I was at work, it made me think of the song, they used to sing in church, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. You know what I'm saying? And being in this truth, you understand that song, to its core, man, because we are the saints. You know what I'm saying? And those and the true worshipers, man, the ones that's truly striving, you know what I'm saying? Striving, Salakia, for the Lord and for salvation, man. They want to be in that number, that 144,000, man. You know what I'm saying? Among those chosen saints, those elect saints, man. Chosen to receive, and obtain salvation through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And Khan, man, with that, I'm going to say shalom.
Yes, I want to be in that number when the saints go watching them.